So I don't recommend like lying or anything. You're not making any claims. You're going to them saying, "Hey, I'm trying this. I'm really excited and I'm optimistic it's going to help me with X, Y, and Z. I've seen it help my friends with X, Y, and Z. And I truly believe if I give it the right time and consistency, it will help." I just thought that you might want to check it out too.
Okay.
That's how I put it. That's how I recommend putting it out there. That's how I put it out there. And when I talk to people, I don't say, "Hey, this has helped me with blah 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 blah. Do you want to what problems do you have?" I just say, "Hey, I'm curious if you're wanting to improve your health at all."
Okay. That's
That's where you
simple.
start.
Yep. Very
Literally that
simple.
simple.
And I was going to say, Michelle, tell your story since it's just us about you and Allie, your small town. Okay.
Oh, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. So I got introduced to Plexus via Facebook, as a lot of people are. I was never approached by anyone. I just had a friend sharing. Said friend is someone that I grew up with and I did not feel like it would be a good fit for me to be part of her team.
Okay.
So I went on plexusworldwide.com and ordered all on my own. So my upline is someone that I didn't know prior to saying order, complete, process. I
Okay.
know her very well now. She's amazing, but our company like links people together essentially. So in this space of like, yeah, they know Joy, yeah, they know like a laundry list of people. If you mentioned the school, so like Nicole, or I know Nicole works at the school.
Yeah.
Just because they know those people doesn't mean that that aligns with them. It didn't align. Who I learned about it from didn't align with me. So who aligns with you is kind of the thought. I'm honestly shocked that this girl never approached me because she has pretty much taken over my entire small town. It's monopolized. I don't even talk to people that I grew up with because there's no point.
Okay. Wow.
I grew my business honestly through social media. I grew my business from complete strangers.
Wow.
Not from the town I live in, not from the town I grew up in, not from my college, none of it. I have a six-figure business that I have created because there are literally millions of people on social media.
And
And they
and
became my best
also,
friends.
like Anna, you guys have moved around the country, right? I mean, how many places have
Yeah,
you
just
lived?
not I mean, we've lived in like 6 different places. I'm just not in contact with a lot of these people anymore, especially since we retired. They've just kind of all gone away for whatever reason. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just don't. I mean, I've done it before. I used to work with Melaleuca and I started building and then I just didn't have a real strong base and I kind of went away from it. And so I kind of know how it works. Yeah, I guess I'm getting in my own way right now. So,
We always do, honestly. The the thought process I love to go to is, what would you do and who would you be if you didn't care what anyone else thought?
okay.
I go with it with that thought process because if I care that much about what they think, it's like, well, what are they going to think of me? I'm not being authentic and true to myself. And that's not being authentic and true to God. Like, God wants me to be my true authentic self. And so in order to please the person, the being that I care most about, I have to not care what other people think about me. And not this is not me like, oh, I'm a bee and I'm gonna just no. Because that's not being who I am. I'm not a B word.
Yeah.
So I have to, and I get like we all care a little bit about what people think, but when you take that filter off, it's like, oh, that's who Michelle really is. that's the Michelle I want to be and the Michelle I want to show up and the Michelle that I want to like build a $1 million business. That's what my goal is, to build $1 million business. And I can't do that if I'm constantly like, oh, what are they going to say? What are they going to say?
Yeah, I get worried about that.
So that's, you know, if they don't like what I have to share, if they don't align with me, whatever, they're not my person. They're not supposed to be on my team. They're not meant to be my customer. I'm not for everyone. I think I'm a pretty darn good person and I like a lot of people and a lot of people like me, but it just doesn't align for everyone and that's okay.
Okay.
So that's just kind of a thought process that I recommend.
And they're not,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just say like, and they're not saying like, hey, this was really hard for me. It still can be sometimes when I somebody that I feel like I've really connected with, and then they say no, but it's not personal.
No.
Like they are just saying no, you know, just like if they were in a grocery store walking on by, they're just walking on by that section in the grocery store.
They don't need the
So.
Little Debbies. They are not saying no to the person saying, do you want to try the Little Debbies? They're saying no to the Little Debbies. Like,
Yeah.
it's not about you. It's just, they're not in that space.
At a place where they want to take it on.
Yeah.
And yeah, timing is everything.
Yep.
And if nothing else, they will remember though, you know, that you're doing this thing. And so if their health does turn, and they will be like, I wonder about if Anna's still doing that thing. I wonder how she's doing. I wonder, you know, what it could do for me. Like they're not going to say that to you, but that's what's going to cross their mind, and they will come back around if it's meant to be.
Yep.
So
I love that
you
we're
planted
talking
the
about
seed.
this right now, because the first part of today's talk, whatever, training, is fear of other people's opinions.
Mhm. I had it.
Anna,
I mean,
if you didn't
yeah.
see there, I dropped the PDF in there. We are on week 5 and we're on page 51 of the PDF. The PDF, each week, we have one more week, which is probably going to end up actually being this week. I kind of goofed a little bit last week. But we just keep adding on to it each week. So I'm going to kind of go over this training a little bit. You can download the PDF. I wouldn't print it out yet because we're going to get the last day soon.
Okay.
But I'm going to just kind of go through this a little bit, just kind of, so we're covering other people's opinions. And even the most confident person can fear other people's opinions. The start is like admitting it. Like you have to admit, okay, I'm scared of what they're going to say, what they're going to think, that kind of thing. We should care a bit about certain people's opinions. Like I care about my husband's opinion. I care about my parents' opinions. However, it doesn't, most people's opinions, I don't necessarily care that much about to a certain extent, but there's a few people that I really care about. But also, like, my parents know nothing about network. Well, my mom kind of knows a little bit about network marketing. She kind of did network marketing-ish, more direct sales. But my dad is like my favorite person to exist, and he knows nothing about what I do. So do I care what he thinks about what I do? No, not really. He actually hilarious. He told some of his buddies like 1.5 years ago, Michelle makes a lot of money, but she doesn't work very much.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I laughed.
I remember
laughed
that.
and I told
Yeah.
Tyler, and he's like, well, you fooled me. My dad just doesn't see, like, he's not here watching how much I work. You know, he knows that I'm a stay-at-home mom making good money. He knows I make good money, but he doesn't see how hard I work. And so his thought process is I make a lot of money and I don't work very much. He meant it very lovingly. He was more of like a proud, yeah, Michelle makes a lot of money. She doesn't work very much.
That's funny.
So it's very much of like in the space, whose opinion should matter in the space, right? When is that important? And then the question is, why does their judgment matter to me? Why do I actually care these people's opinions that sixth grade Sally that I haven't talked to since eighth grade. Why do I care what she actually thinks? If sixth grade Sally says no, that can be the end of it. And it really doesn't matter if I ever talk to her again, because, well, I haven't talked to her in 30 years.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like if I haven't reached out to people in a while and I'm reaching out to them about this, it's like they're like, "Why are you talking to me out of the blue now? I mean, you haven't talked to me for a year or 2 years or whatever." And granted, they haven't reached out to me, so it's like,
Mhm.
I mean, because life just gets busy, and we're half a state. I mean, we're states and states away across.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I haven't talked to a lot of people in
Yeah,
Louisiana at different places.
I honestly, a way you can approach it is like, I love that this is a reason for me to reach out to you. Like, I honestly love that because of my business, I have reconnected with some people in my life. I love that because of my business, I have an excuse to talk to these people every day, every week. Like, I talk to Joy every day and I love that. If she was not part of my team, I would not be talking to her every day. So that's something that's really cool and beautiful, is it brings connection. So the next question here is, what do I know about this business, products, and my intentions that can break me free from the corner of their opinions? So this is really building belief. What do I need to learn more about to build more belief? Like, the more solid you come on the fact that network marketing is absolutely incredible, the business model is amazing, and really everyone needs multiple streams of income. If you want to be like, every millionaire has multiple streams of income. Like, my aunt is a millionaire. She built most of it from her career, yes. But what else did she do? She did stock markets. She plays stock. She literally like gambles stocks, essentially. That is a second stream of income.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, that is their living, is like day trading, right? So did my aunt become a millionaire just by working? No, she didn't. She's super smart with her money. She worked and she trade stock. So network marketing is a very simple business that anyone can and should bring into their life to bring an additional stream of income. Or it can be their primary source of income, right? But it's literally my family's primary source of income. Joy. Like,
Mhm. Yep.
so
Same here.
where do you need to build that belief? What do you need to focus on? And that, like, focusing in on those pieces is going to help you break free from their opinions. Because I know how incredible network marketing is, because I know the power behind our products, because I know, like, I am strong in my leadership. I am don't care that much. Right? So you're
I found too that, like, just searching on YouTube my own things to listen to for trainings from other people,
Yep.
even outside of Plexus, but people who do network marketing, has helped me just build that belief, because that's where I was lacking. My whole, I mean, first year was that I was like, yeah, the products are great. Look what it did, and look what it's done for people. But then I just thought that was going to be enough. But it was my own belief in my head on helping other people share.
Yep.
I didn't have belief that I could do that. And so I had to feed my brain, proof. And I love the one that I shared this with Michelle. This was a gal who was talking just a few weeks ago, talked about, like, why are we so scared of no? Like, were we not told no when we were kids? Like,
All
yeah,
the time.
right?
What
All
is,
the
like, the
time,
number one
exactly.
word you say to your
All the
children?
time.
All the time, and you're just fine, right? You're told no, and you asked again, right?
Yep.
Maybe you asked the kids these days a little. One of them told me, she's like, I'm just gonna keep asking until my mom finally gives in. And by then I'm like, she's gonna have so much success when she's older.
Yes.
Don't forget that.
The tenacity.
So
How in the world did you do 35 customers in 1 month, Joy?
That was a
it
quiet.
was. I didn't know that it was, I didn't know what a big deal it was. But it was because I was sharing, it was my belief in the products. That's all I was sharing.
Mhm.
I was just sharing like, hey, I'm a dietitian and people need to know about gut health. This is what it has done for me. And
She
it
shared her
just keeps going.
story.
Like I was just sharing my story, and I mean every day. And also I became more engaged on Facebook, and that is something I did do intentionally right away when I knew I was going to start sharing it. Because before I was a like person. All I did was hit likes on the feed. That's all I ever did before. And I only had like 200 friends, 200 something friends. And I knew that, okay, I need to be starting to just engage on people's posts so that it would be reciprocal. They'd be more engaged on mine, and that they would just see me more. And I didn't post that often either. And I was like, okay, I know I need to do that. So that's something I changed. But then other than that, though, it was just sharing, and then people, wanted to learn more because of my posts I was sharing. And so because I shared so much, I didn't initially have to do the reach outs, which also in a way was a bit of a barrier. Another thing that I had to learn. And so getting that skill down early on is so much more helpful. So, well, for people who have to, do that. And so, because then that's what happened is like, okay, people wanted to know more, and then it went dry. And I was just like, oh, what do I do? I have to reach out to people. And so I was, where you're at right now.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, what? And then if you're 35, was it people that you knew, or was it a lot of strangers?
No, it was not strangers. It was blind. So yeah. And that's, where it was people I knew, and I didn't post much on Facebook, and all of a sudden I was crazy excited about something. So it went from, I didn't share a whole lot to I'm everywhere, and that got their attention too.
Okay.
That's like one of the biggest things is honestly your passion and excitement. If you sell something as the next best thing since sliced bread, guess what? Everyone is going to want it. If you show up and share it as like, this is it, people are like, what? Well, I need it.
Yeah.
I want it. Tell me what it is.
And it was December. People like New Year's resolutions are on their brain, even though, we shouldn't really call them New Year's resolutions. We should just be good because most of them fail. But
that's what I said.
Still,
failure day.
It's our
Jan
culture.
1, failure day.
So I do have a question. So doing some Googling and stuff like that. What was the lawsuit about for $600,000 with Plexus?
No idea. I don't care.
Okay.
To be honest with you, like my belief in our company and our products are so strong. Like I know our company. I literally know the people that founded our company, and I know what's behind it. It might have been an FTC thing, which is essentially people that are part of the business did things wrong, and Plexus got their hand slapped because it's on Plexus, not on those that shared. Essentially, I have no idea what it was. I have no idea what you're even talking about. I haven't even heard about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it popped
How long
up.
ago was it?
So
I haven't seen anything negative in years and years and years. We have an A+ rating with the BBB. Like that speaks to what our company is and does. So,
well, it's weird because it's like doctors. I mean, like there's just some stuff I was Googling, and doctors don't recommend it because they can't prove anything. And I was like, but then you did some reading on just the company website, and they say that they try to get go with the FDA, follow the regulations. They're not, I mean, Joy had kind of straightened me out because I misunderstood, but I mean that they try and meet those regulations and stuff like that. But I mean, it's just interesting.
You're going to find, people trying to bring it down with any company. You're going to find that. Like I did my own Google search before I started and was like, okay. And when I saw the negative things, I was like, okay, it sounds like though people just didn't understand, the subscription part and they didn't talk to anybody. And it sounds like, you know, they're
I know.
disgruntled because
Detoxing.
they didn't get the results that they thought they were going to have instantly, or, you know, like, and, you know, and there's people who can do things poorly, you know, and are
The
ambassadors
things
with the
that
company.
I
And so,
see most often is people going after the weight loss claims. Like
yeah.
they're tearing apart like the triplex that is clinically shown to
Yeah.
promote weight loss, right? But they're tearing it apart saying that it's not like a weight loss. It's not good for weight loss. And I'm like, that's not what it's for. So I don't like your arguments
Yeah.
on why you shouldn't take it make zero sense because you don't
Yeah.
actually understand what this is. So like everything that I ever see, I'm like, you don't like if you read through it, you're like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like what you're relating this to isn't what we even the reason that people want the products. So okay, we're gonna talk a little bit. Okay, so steps improving your self opinion. If you don't have strong belief in yourself and view yourself as in a positive opinion, like everything's off the table, right? So a few of the steps to help you there. Keep your word to yourself. If you say you're gonna do something, like for me, I set out at the beginning of 2023 to run 100 miles every month. Nobody cares if I do it. I care. But I have put it all out on social media. I have told everyone about it. Like I put it out there for my own accountability. And I keep my word to myself. The only reason I missed those 2 months was because there was no way in hell I was going to do it with a bulging disc and a kidney infection.
Oh, wow.
Was not going to happen. Besides that, I have hit it. And it's like, I pretty much been feeling like I'm pulling my teeth out the last couple weeks, going out to get myself to go for a run because I don't like running in the cold. I don't like to be cold. I don't like the gloom, but I made a promise to myself and I'm keeping my word because I value my self opinion. Okay. Learn something new every day. We were just talking about like going to Google, YouTube, whatever. Like, what do you need to learn every day? Part of the reason I have such belief in our products is because I know about gut health. I Googled gut health and arthritis, blood sugar, and Lyme disease. Like I know these things because I've learned them and I've been self-taught. So learn something new every day. Google is your like everyone can be a doctor if they have Google, right? Do something uncomfortable every day. So something that scares you. Reach out to people. Post. This is like I don't care what people think. I'm gonna do the thing. Okay? Do something that scares you. Have a big conversation with someone. You will feel so much better after you do. You will be proud of yourself. I celebrate when I do the big scary things. I act like it is my first birthday and I got cake. And mom and dad said I can eat as much as I want. Speak kind words to yourself out loud. We have very negative thoughts. The majority of our thoughts are negative. The more positivity that we fill our cup, the more positive we are going to be. The more good things are going to be in our head. Keep a gratitude journal. So your gratitude journal is also, that's like pretty much saying positive things to yourself, right? What are you grateful for? This is once again going to all those negative thoughts that we have. We're going to focus on the positive thoughts, even if it's for 30 seconds. What are the positive things that are happening in your life? You're going to start thinking of those more. You're going to start seeing more positive in your life. And engage in personal growth. Self-development, personal growth is like my everything. It's my bread and butter. Until I started leaning into that, my business was Once I started leaning into personal growth and self-development, my business took off. And that has been like the staple in me growing and building. Okay. A little bit about follow-up. So this talks about add to page tag. So there's the, what is it, ATM add tag message, something like that. I'm not crazy about that. But I do want people to get plugged into our health and happiness group. So that's kind of like when you sign someone up, you get them into our health and happiness community page. Since we are doing our customer chats now, or customer care chats, I want you make sure that they are added into the appropriate customer care chat. So those are like your first kind of steps is, you know, hey, I'm super excited for you to get started. I'm going to add you into our customer care chat to help you get more support as you get going. And then also we have this incredible Facebook page with so much information, and that's going to be a great resource for you. Okay, so getting them plugged into those things, encourage them to get Plexus Go, sign up for Pivotal, play around in the app, get to know it, watch the videos, look at the recipes, the workouts, all of those kinds of things. Next piece, this should already be happening. To be honest, this should be like the first thing. Invite them to share or get a buddy, an accountability partner. Increases their success 60 to 95%. 1 to 3 buddies. Okay. So inviting them like, hey, most people want to do this with somebody else so they are successful. Who's that somebody else? Okay. Send them getting started instructions. So like 5 to 7 days after they order, their products are in their hands, right? Hey, you can say, message me as soon as your products show up. I'm going to walk you through how to take them. Which I actually love. If you guys didn't see my video today, I did a video mixing up the Slim with the Balance, the BioCleanse, and the ProBio 5, and I'm like, hey, this is how easy it is. Because I have some people that ordered the very end of November. I have a lot of people, and for some reason, you guys, I don't know why, like, I haven't opened the box yet. I'm gonna wait till after the new year. Oh my God, pounding my head. And so I'm like, guys, open the damn box, shake up your drink. And I said it nicely, obviously. This is how easy it is. Look, you just open it up, you mix it in, you shake it up. So that is something you can show. Like if you know what product, well, you know what products they got. Take a quick 1-minute video with your products that you know they got, show them how to take it real quick. And it's going to go miles. They're gonna be like, oh, that was so easy. Oh, I can totally do this. Like, let's go. Get them integrated in a team, community, and events. There are a few different message ideas on there to help you with follow-up as well. Keys to some good customer care. Don't be afraid of them. If they say something negative and it's like, you know, they're detoxing and they think that they need to go to the hospital and they're dying because they have a little bit of gas, the world is about to end. Just take a breath and say, oh my gosh, you are responding. You are a responder. Let's pull back a little bit. I think we need to take your ProBio 5 down a little bit. Let's get you some water. Do you have Epsom salt? Let's take a bath. Do you have any milk thistle? Do you have any tea? How can you support them? Okay. So if they have any kind of negative thought, hey, thanks so much for sharing that with me. And then how can you help support them? How can you help that? Make sure they're seen and address it. Okay. I will be honest. Negative Nancy's, I just want to punch in the throat sometimes. This is me being super raw and real with you. And I'm like, okay, let's go.
Okay, well, I was one of those.
Well, you weren't one to me, so I feel like you.
Other people were. I was hearing what other people were saying, and I just stopped. And yeah, so look at where I am.
Well, you're being called out, and we're not going to do it again.
That's right.
Be proactive, not reactive. So that's kind of the positive Patty situation. Go ahead, Joy.
Well, yeah, and Anna, you're not the only one that is, you know, refocusing and giving it another try. Like Christine's going to be on the call at 7 and sharing how much, you know, what has happened this time around versus the last. Oh, I don't know if she'll share how much of the last, but she was one that started to happen and he stopped everything and didn't say a word to me. So
it's normal. Well, it's not normal, but it happens more than you would think. Okay, a couple of things because people are probably going to be jumping on. Don't blame Plexus on, don't blame everything on Plexus. Like sometimes, you know, you might have someone message you like, oh, I've been really gassy lately, detoxing usually, but or I like I you know, how have your bowel movements been? And they'll be like, oh, I've probably been going like 5 times a day, and they haven't looked real good. Come to find out, they usually go 10 times a day. Like I break this down of like, well, what's your usual? What usually happens? Also, like maybe they recently started a new job. It's the holidays. They're stressed out. Like, what does stress do to your body? They've been eating all the holiday candies and cookies. Why do you think they've actually gained a couple pounds since they started Plexus? Oh, funny. Okay, so ask questions. Really find out what's actually going on. Is it really Plexus? Or is there some other outside thing? Or is that what they're used to? That's how it's been going. They're like, oh, I've been in bed a lot lately. I've just been having a really hard time. Are they depressed because of Plexus, or are they chronically depressed? Like, should they be on meds? Maybe they should. It's not Plexus, you guys. Offer suggestions with confidence. Like, have confidence in the products. Hey, you need this. I really think you need a truckload of Vital Biome. Let's order you a truckload. Make sure you're on your pink drink, because guess what? Chromium supports mood, and you're going to be feeling a lot better. We're going to get you out of bed. We're going to get you going, and you're going to have less gray days. Okay. Know your products. Know the products. YouTube videos on the products. Start looking up, just go onto the website and be like, oh, ease. I don't know very much about ease. Go to YouTube and type in Plexus ease. You'll find some videos on it. It's the next best thing since sliced bread, you guys. Y'all should order a truckload. I think I have like 6 bottles in my house right now because my subscription. Yeah, I've somehow ended up with a crap ton of them, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm good for a couple months.
We go through a lot. So,
but
yeah.
It's all good. I take 6 E's a day, so I'm going to go through it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm